Hi everyone. Well, I've got two giant watermelon that are growing like crazy. Every single day I come out here and they have grown by leaps and bounds. And if I don't get out here this morning and give them some extra support, they're gonna fall off the vine. And you know what happens when you put things off? Sometimes all of your hard work goes to waste. So let me show you what I'm talking about right over here. Check out this watermelon. This is a Jubilee watermelon growing vertically up this A-frame trellis. Look at the size of this thing. It is growing by leaps and bounds every single day. Just 2 weeks ago, it was only about this big. You can almost see it grow day by day. I don't know how much this weighs right now, but these melons can get up to 40 pounds. And growing it vertically to save space is great, but it means that it needs a really strong support. So right now I just have some tulle around the melon, but it's just not going to be strong enough. And I've got another one actually right at the bottom. So we've got two melons to sling up today. Let me show the other one. The second one is growing at the bottom here of this trellis. This is a beauty as well, another Jubilee. And one reason why I love the Jubilee is because they are disease resistant. Watermelon can get something called Fusarium wilt, where the whole plant just wilts and dies all at once. The Jubilees, these are actually from my melon seed collection, are growing beautifully, and this one needs some support too. Now, what I chose to support the watermelon is a really strong netting. This is actually an animal netting that you can use to cover your berries, to protect it from the birds. But the reason why I like this so much is because it's a multi-strand netting and it's also UV resistant. So it's going to be nice and strong to support my watermelon. So what I'm going to do first is cut off a piece and then wrap it around like a little sling to keep my melon in place. And one reason I'm so excited about this melon is a lot of you might have watched one of my first watermelon video years ago where I harvested a giant watermelon, and since then I haven't grown any big ones. So this one is a lot of fun. This netting is pretty handy because it comes in a roll so you can easily carry it around your garden, use it for berries or for whatever. Now first what I'm going to do though is measure the length of netting that I need. So I'm just going to kind of wrap it around my melon here. And you want to have plenty of length because you don't want to come up short once you've wrapped the netting around your melon. So I'm just going to kind of eyeball it here. You want to leave enough so you can tie it to the trellis. So I'm going to do a little bit of extra. Cut it right about here. And even for your melons that are smaller, you want to cut an extra length because those melons are going to grow. And it's probably good to start supporting it when it is about the size of the second melon I showed you. We'll do that one in just a moment. So what I'm going to do is double the netting over to make it extra strong. So we're making a little sling here for our melon. And I'm actually going to leave the tulle on for now because I don't want to risk the melon totally falling off even as I'm tying it up. So we're just going to slip our little sling around the back side of the melon first, give it some support. Be really, really careful about that stem there because once that breaks, that's it. When you're tying up your melon, you want to take tension off of that stem. So do make sure that you're tying it up in such a way that it removes the tension from the stem. And then I'm going to wrap it around my trellis. This is a nice sturdy trellis. So showed you guys how to build this on the Raised Bed Garden series. Strong enough for melons. We're growing some sugar babies on it in our raised bed. I'm just going to tie it nice and securely. And I'll link up to this netting in the video description below. It also comes in green. And then we'll just kind of wrap our little sling around, doubling up here. And once you have it on, you may have to adjust the tension just a little bit to make sure that there's no stress on the stem. So I'm going to tighten this up nice and tight. Now for melon number 2. So we've got our netting already cut, and I want to show you a close-up of this netting. One reason I chose it is because of the multi-strands there. It's not just one little strand of rope, it's multi-strands. So it provides a lot more support for these melons, which is going to be good because again, they get up to about 40 pounds and we don't want to risk it breaking. So this one's a little bit smaller, but I know it's going to get big. And you can see the stem right here. So that's exactly what we're trying to take tension off of. So I'm going to slip my netting doubled up under the melon. And ideally, you could do this when the melon is probably about half the size. Kind of getting the sides a little even here. Tie our square knot. But I didn't have my netting yet, so we did the tulle as a little intermediate solution till I got my netting. Be sure to come back and check your melon as it grows and then adjust your netting as needed. So 2 melons so far, but the exciting thing is there's lots of flowers on the plant here and also some little teeny tiny baby melons coming on. So fingers crossed that these get pollinated by the bees. I always plant flowers in with my vegetables and fruits to bring in the pollinators. And definitely stay tuned because we will be doing a harvest video when our melons are ready to harvest. So let me know in the comments if you're growing melons vertically along with me this summer. If you still have around 70 days or so of warm weather left in your growing season, you can grow the sugar baby melons that are in my melon seed collection. They're so, so delicious. And another really great seed collections to grab this time of the year are the late summer garden and the fall garden. Fall gardening is coming up. We're gonna have lots more fall gardening content to come. So head over to CaliKimGardeningHome.com, grab your seeds. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you on the next video.